It's Cast and Court TV. It's your girl, Miss Public Info, with the latest and greatest and sometimes hated with your most favorite high profile court cases going on around the country. Now, we finally come to an end. Although we've come to the end of the road. We're at the end of the road, guys. We finally know what happened in the case as it involves Jamal White Jr., the kidnapping. It was all about the mother. It was all about the mother. It was all about the mother. It seems that the mother is a well-known drug dealer, okay, around the Milwaukee parts. And there was a 14-year-old, apparently. He's this nameless 14-year-old. Nobody knows who he is. He's sort of like this sort of Nino Brown in the making, sort of cooked up this scheme to rob her. So he enlisted the help of Corey Williams, whom we still don't know is related to Shavon. Could be, don't know, not sure. And enlisted another man to rob her and take money. Now, all of this is according to a police affidavit that was filed today in Milwaukee. And the information is coming from Corey Williams. He's been singing like Tony Braxton while he's been in jail, because he is saying, if I'm gonna be in here, y'all gonna be in here too. But this is what happens when you listen to a 14-year-old and you allow a 14-year-old to get your grown 25-year-old self put into jail. So essentially, he says that he has seen on Facebook, FaceTime, whatever, that Shavon has bricks of money and drugs, and that she shows off her wealth. And so basically they said they were going to rob her. So on the day in question, where they go and go and kidnap Jamal, they actually go to her house first. So Corey borrows his girlfriend's Jeep Renegade. I gotta tell you, this relationship should be very much over, okay? He borrows his girlfriend's white Jeep Renegade, and they go to Miss Shavon's house first. Well, they don't see her. They don't find her there. So after they don't find her there, the 14-year-old has a 14-year-old idea and says, well, let's go to Jamal Sr. Let's go over there. So they go over there, and that's what we see sort of unfold on this infamous video where, they're being chased in the house. Now, one of the guys is a 38-year-old guy. So this is a real grown guy. Then you've got this 25-year-old guy that's, the driver of the whole thing. And then you got the 14-year-old. So everyone's arrested. Those three are arrested. Those are the newest arrestees. Everyone else that had been arrested before, including Jamal's brother, who we know he was not involved in the incident at all. Jamal was not involved. He merely got caught up because he, used a gun improperly, because when they were looking for Jamal, people were looking for Jamal. He thought that they were some sort of assailants, and he fired a gun illegally at some searchers, and the police nabbed him for that. Jamal Jr.'s dad ends up getting arrested for questioning. I'm still not too clean in the milk on him, but we'll let that ride for now. He got, he got arrested for questioning, so that they can bring him in, but he was let go. Fine. And then, of course, Corey, who is sort of like the main person of this, they nabbed him because he's the one that had Jamal Jr. to begin with. Now, when they saw that there was an Amber Alert out for Jamal, Corey says that the 14-year-old and the other guy, they leave him because when they grab Jamal, and Jamal is also talking during all of this too, he tells investigators that he was picked up by men that he didn't know, that they took him to a house he doesn't know, that, he was an addict, essentially, when he got kidnapped. They took him to a house and put him in an addict. And then once the Amber Alert was notified and everyone knew about the Amber Alert, The 14-year-old assailant and the 38-year-old assailant, they left the house. They abandoned ship. They said, we're out of here. Okay, we're out of here. You do what you need to do. Corey Williams, this is your thing, son. Okay. And then, you know, in between time, they actually considered whether or not they should harm Jamal in order to get some sort of monies out of Shavon. They then sort of cooked up this plan since she wasn't at her home. When they nabbed Jamal, they said, oh, we're going to just hold him ransom for $100,000 then. And when that didn't work out, they sort of, abandoned ship once they found out the Amber Alert was out. So that's kind of what happened there. When the house gets surrounded, then Corey sort of leaves Jamal in a bedroom, and he escapes up to the attic. And then that's where police end up finding him finally. Oh my gosh, this sordid tale is just crazy. This is crazy town. Now, it doesn't end there. Police say that when they actually go to try and call Shavon, they said they called her over 40 times trying to reach her, that she never responded. And I do actually have to back up as well and say that the kidnappers and Shavon had cooked up a deal that she would pick Jamal up in the morning and give them the $100,000, but she never showed up, so she didn't do that. And then once the police ended up with little Jamal, and he went to DCFS, which is where he is currently, and which he will stay, of course, because right now the state just doesn't trust any of his parents at this time. They called Shavon over 40 times, and she wouldn't answer. She wouldn't answer her phone. I'll quote it for you guys. They say, a search warrant says that. Oh, I'm sorry. It was the suspects, not the police. Sorry, guys. A search warrant shows that the suspects called Jamal's mother over 40 times as her son was missing. And she repeatedly refused not only to provide a statement. That's what I wanted to say. So she wouldn't answer their phone calls after she said, hey, well, yeah, I'll pick him up or whatever. I'll give you the $100,000. So she didn't pick him up. And then when they called her to say, hey, come get your kid and give us the $100,000, she just would not answer. This was over 40 times. Okay. But then in the same court document, they say that Shavon repeatedly refused to give a statement to disclose information regarding the kidnapping to help them find Jamal. That because she would not give a statement to help them find Jamal, that it actually impeded their investigation. And that is the answer, ladies and gentlemen, to why Jamal is in the hands of DCFS. Because his mother would not give up the information that was needed to actually find him. She would not give a statement. She would not help. Would not give up information. And the reason she wouldn't is because she's been dealing drugs. She's a drug dealer. And I looked on her Facebook page too. And she does. She flaunts her wealth. She has a legitimate business that she did have. She has some sort of eyelash bar or something like that. She takes a lot of trips. She wears a lot of designer clothing. She does a lot of those things. So yeah, she does have that on her Facebook page. So she basically just would not help find her son. And you might be asking, why then won't they give the son to Jamal and his parents? Because there's an issue with the brother, who apparently lives at the same residence, or at least comes by the residence on a regular basis. Where Jamal lives with his parents, I believe, and the brother had a firearm, and so it's not safe, and he was illegally utilizing that firearm, which is why he's in jail right now. So as far as the law is concerned, the state is concerned, there is no safe place for Jamal White Jr. to be. So now he is in the hands of the Department of DCFS. And what's sad about that is he's likely at a foster home. And what's doubly sad about that is that we all know what that is and what that could be. So while we were worried that, he was missing, now we got to be worried that he's in the system. And all of this mess has catapulted him into the system. This drug dealing, this, all of this. It's just crazy. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy mess. So we will be on the pulse of all the hearings that take place. We'll try to keep up with it. Obviously, we're not there in Milwaukee, so we'll, get the information as things sort of trundles down to us here in Los Angeles. But I definitely had to close out the day with an episode about this, about the latest, and about the fact that they were out to rob his mother. And when the robbery with the mother did not take place because she was not at home, they switched gears and decided that they would then go grab her son, or rob the father, but grab her son, and basically utilize him for ransom. And to a ransom she initially agreed with. And when they call her the next day, as she agreed to show up with this $100,000 that they agreed to, she wouldn't. And over 40 calls to her, she would not return those, and also impeded the authorities' ability to find her son by not giving them a statement. So this is shady boots, and we all need to just be thoughts and prayers for Jamal, because really he's the one at risk here, and he's the one that everyone needs to feel the most sorry for, because this is just a mess and he should not be in this situation. But there you have it, folks. That is what happened in the Jamal White Jr. situation. And the fact that these idiots even considered harming Jamal White Jr. in order to make his mother do something, or, urge her to bring the money or whatever. The fact that they even considered that is sick. Sick, sick, sick. So, all right, guys, that's it for Cast and Court TV for today. This has been your girl, Miss Public Info, and thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you tomorrow with new cases, new headlines, and new updates. All right, take it easy, guys. Bye.